Welcome to the ParentLife Podcast. My name is Jason, and I'm one of the pastors here at Fruit Cove Baptist Church. Our ministry seeks to be a weekly resource for parents who are trying to raise Christian children. Today we're joined by Miss Kristen Hager. Thank you so much for joining us. She's one of our church members here at Fruit Cove, and she's joining us because she is a military wife, and she participates in the ministry called Backing the Brave. And so as we're kind of ending out the year, I was just kind of looking at Jacksonville, and one of the things I discovered is we're actually the third largest military presence in America because of just the amount of bases that we have. And so just the total number of facilities and personnel that are here in the city, it is such an incredible need. So let's start out a little bit by getting to know you. Really excited to have you here. So you are a military wife, yes?
I am.
How long have you been a military wife?
So Brian was commissioned in May of 2000, and we had been married about a year at that point.
Okay.
So that's 21 and a half years?
Wow. And so you've been pretty much all over the place, yeah?
We have,
Yeah.
yes.
Have you been to other countries and stuff?
We have not, but we are moving to Italy next summer.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's a big move.
It is, yes.
Yeah, and so whole family, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, have you had any where he deployed and you guys stayed home?
Yes, I believe we have done 7 deployments.
7 deployments. That is a lot.
Yes, it is.
So the reason I'm asking these questions is for our listeners, because we have a lot of people even in our community, a lot of other military wives. So I want you guys to know that as a military wife, she gets it. She knows what you guys are dealing with. So we have so many military wives both in our church and in our community, our immediate vicinity even. What is it like for families when dad deploys or a parent deploys and you're left by yourself to fend for yourself?
Well, that's a good question. It's been different every deployment. I think there's different dynamics you experience with every time they leave and you say goodbye. The first couple, for us, we didn't have children, and so it was just loneliness. I was home by myself, and I would get around people, and my voice would go hoarse because I would talk so much because I would be at home alone by myself, and I didn't have anybody to talk to until I got a dog, and then I talked to the dog. But and then as we had children, it became harder in a lot of ways because there were more physical demands. You have to meet the needs of the kids, and you're also the disciplinarian plus the nurturer. And it's like you become a single parent. Your spouse is there, you're together, you're parenting together, and then they're gone, and you can't call them, for 6 months to a year in some cases. And so you have to pick up both the mom and dad roles and be sometimes the bad guy, and it feels like you're the bad guy all the time sometimes.
Yeah, and I know that's got to be so challenging. I remember my wife got a phone call one afternoon from one of our military wives, and she says, "Hey, can you guys come over and do you have a ladder?" I was like, "What?" And she says, "My last light bulb blew, and I don't have a ladder to replace any of them."
Yes, yes.
And so we went over, and I was just changing out light bulbs. You know, things that we don't think of or things that we just take for granted are challenges for you guys. So what do you think are the greatest needs of our military wives, and how can the church and our families, address those?
So I would say the biggest need is to have a support system around you. People that you can call when your dishwasher breaks or a light bulb goes out. Or I had one night where I had 3 smoke detectors going off and I couldn't change them because I didn't have a ladder. Just to have a support group around you, people you can call when needs arise, because they always arise. There's always unexpected things that happen. Child care was another big one when my children were little and you don't have a break at all. Just somebody to step in and say, "Hey, why don't you go to the grocery store by yourself? I'll watch your kids for a couple of hours." Or, "Oh, you have a doctor's appointment. Let me watch your kids so you don't have to take them with you and then destroy the waiting room."
That's true.
Those are some very practical, easy things that people could step in and meet those needs for you.
And even if they're not, other military wives, just people in our church and our community, I love it how even a lot of our empty nesters and grandparents of other people's kids, can come in and help and serve in that way. So how would you encourage military wives, and we'll even say military moms, what are the things that you would say, hey, don't forget this, think about these things?
So my first thing I would say is find a church home. We try to do that first time, anytime we move somewhere, because the church will rally around you, and they may not know exactly how to support you, but they're there, and 9 times out of 10, they're willing to help you if you have a need arise. Also, be involved in the spouses groups within the military community. That's where you're going to get your information about the command, dates for when a command leaves, when they're coming home, things coming up that are support for the families. And then just ask for help. I don't know what it is about military wives, but we're not very good at asking for help.
I don't think it's just military wives.
Well, it's probably not, but we try to be strong, and we try to say we've got it all together.
Yeah.
We're not falling apart here. They kind of teach you that you don't want to burden your spouse while they're doing an important mission overseas. You don't want to burden them with everything that's going wrong while you're home, but you tend to internalize that and not ask for help from the people around you.
And I think that's so important, especially for, even if you're not a part of our church, and I'll talk to, military wives for a second. If you have a need, just reach out. We have tons of people who would love to help you through ministries like Backing the Brave. And so Backing the Brave is a ministry that's relatively new here at Fruit Cove Baptist, and you give leadership to that. So tell us a little bit about it, and then what are some ways that our families support military wives and military families?
Okay, so Backing the Brave was started by Kimberly Wilson, and it's a really neat program where families from the church can come alongside military families. They support them in many different ways. They can send cards of encouragement. Of course, they pray for them. But they are also a liaison between the military family and the Backing the Brave ministry, and find out what needs the military family has. And then they contact us, and we try to meet those needs. And it can be yard work, babysitting, meals, if an emergency comes up, providing whatever they need.
Right.
But there's lots of ways that Backing the Brave can help.
So how would they want to get in contact with Backing the Brave?
Okay, so we have a website. It is www.fruitcove.com. What is that, a /
/
BTB for Backing the Brave, BTB. And you can get more information there.
You can get more information, and it'll tell you how to contact us. But most importantly, especially if you are a military wife, for real, as a church, we want to honor you. We want to honor your husband as he is deployed. Even if you guys are here, and he's not deployed, we want to serve you and your family. So as a church, we take it very seriously as an opportunity to serve you, serve your kids. Just as she said, if you've got a bunch of crazy, rambunctious boys and you're trying to live all on your own, that can be really challenging, right?
Yes.
So we want to come in, and we have tons of people who would love to serve you. A lot of them actually are former military who have now retired, and they know what it's like, and so they really want to come and serve you. I hope this has been a wonderful episode for you. I hope you've really enjoyed just the content and getting to meet Kristen and just hear some of her story. If you would like to know more about Fruit Cove Baptist Church, you can go to our website, fruitcove.com. If you'd like to know more about Backing the Brave, you can go to fruitcove.com/BTB. And as always, we love to interact with you here on the Parent Life podcast. You can email us at parentlife, all one word, @fruitcove.com. Thank you, and have a great week.